What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Matt Chat. I'm your host, Matthew, aka Mr. Boom Pow One, and I've got something a little different to talk about today. I found an article by NBC News about parents and Gen Alpha kids are having unintelligible convos because of brain rot language. Now, I am technically Gen Z. I am born in 1997. I'm the cutoff. I'm the very first year of Gen Z, which is a little upsetting. It's a little embarrassing, but that's the cards I've been I've been given. I'm not a millennial. My older sister technically is. She's at the very end. Well, about a year before the last year. But it's just there's not that many differences between me and her. But the slang that gets thrown around nowadays. Now, don't get me wrong. Listen, I understand what Riz means. I understand a few different things, but I'm definitely in the same ballpark as a lot of millennials, the older generations. Like when I hear the word right here, skibbity, what does skibbity actually mean? Sigma, slay, I understand. T, that's something that's, obviously we know. Kiat is something that I definitely cannot stand people saying that. Phantom tax, I don't get that at all. And yeah, everyone's getting whiplash. Essentially, everybody born after 2010 is essentially Gen Alpha, which is next generation. You can't blame them. They're being born to a world that this is what they're learning. But these are the iPad kids. These are the kids who just have a screen put in front of their face from the moment they're born all the way till now, and they can't function. They can't have conversations. They spend most of their day on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, which don't get me wrong, my generation has done that too. We grew up with modern internet and all that. We kind of started a lot of trends. You know, sections of millennials, Gen Z, all this stuff came from like my group, my age range. I'm 27. So I'm mostly up to date with a lot of things. But like even you have stories I hear about parents who are they'll have kids who are 14, 15, and they can barely communicate or they're just unsure with what their kids are saying. Now, I get it. Every once in a while I'll throw in some things. I'll say dog, I'll say cash money, I'll say things that definitely are not popular, definitely are things that aren't being used. But this next generation, like you have articles and things from the last couple of years of ever since COVID ended, of these teenagers who are at such a low level, they can barely read, they can barely write. I grew up with a generation of kids who we didn't have to write in script. I thankfully I learned how to write in script. Thankfully I know how to, take care of all these things. I can write my signature, but it's just embarrassing. Oh my god, the world is just not falling apart. It's not. But the fact that these kids are like growing up at such a behind level, like I've seen so many things about schools lessening the degree or like the grades you need to be able to graduate. It's so sad because we are growing up right now and we're raising a generation that are not going to have any idea of what to do. They're just going to sit there watching TikTok. They're going to sit there watching Coco Melon. I know of some kids who are like 13 to 15 who still watch Coco Melon, who still watch like all these like very little kid things. Like when I was 14, 15, I was I was in marching band. I was going out with friends all the time. Yeah, I would go home and play video games. But like, it wouldn't take an iPad to shut me up. And as I like look further and further into these things, it makes me so sad because I kind of understand now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely think the older generations need to realize that it's their own fault for the way the world is right now. But I definitely understand. Like even here, like negative aura, phantom tax means to steal something. What? Who? Who started that? Who did that? Like I understand why everybody's so mad at the younger generation. Like I said, I'm 27. I get crap all the time because of my age. From my from the moment I turned 18, I entered like a real job instead of working with my dad. I just I got made fun of a lot by my older coworkers. And that's I get it now. I definitely do. But why? It's so stupid. yacht is a big butt. I am never gonna say to a girl, I don't care what's going on, girl, you got a fat butt, bro. Like, no, no, keep that away from me. Keep that away. That's an instant like. You just sound like an idiot. I can't stand that, dude. Parents have to Google things their kids are saying, and every once in a while, like I might use something against my mom or one of my like my even when I'm talking to my grandfather, I'll say things that I know he doesn't know, just to see if he'll like tell me like, oh, what does that mean, or if he'll just laugh it off. But dude, it's I don't even know why are these things happening, man. Why is the world the way that it is? But hey, that was just a quick little rant from me. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.
Oh! Oh my fucking god! Oh! Oh! Get this fucking... Oh! No, get the camera!